ready whenever.
Okay. And we'll and 2 shot back to 1 on him. You got it. Everything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wally's ready in 3, 2, 1. Speed. All right, Wally. First off, what's it like to be back in the Mets uniform?
Well, it's great. It really is. Jeff Wilpon and Fred Wilpon, they gave me the opportunity to get back into organized baseball. I thank them for it. It's been a lot more fun.
You're going to be up here for the last handful of games. What are you going to be doing? What's kind of your duties?
Not really anything, just kind of watch the game, throw a little BP, hit some fun goes, do those type of things, just mingle with the players and see how everything's going here, really.
But you kind of like to be around the game, seeing how, different things work here at the level that you're accustomed to being at.
Well, it's really not much different, to be honest with you, Jeff. Baseball is fundamentals, and when you're good at fundamentals, you win a lot of baseball games. And it's been kind of unfortunate we haven't been real good at fundamentals this year and on the major league side, but it's gotten better. Terry's done a good job with the club that he has. A lot of injuries here on the big club, and they've gotten better. That's one thing that's good.
And we're back here in St. Louis. Back was when it was in the East with the Cardinals and the Mets. I know you've played some battles here in Busch Stadium.
It used to be a big rivalry here.
Yeah.
It was the Cardinals and the Mets, and that's who was fighting for the division every year. And unfortunately from the Mets, it's not that way right now. But hopefully, it's going to get that way in the near future.
Let me ask you this: back in not only organized baseball, but back in affiliated baseball. How happy you be where you are right now? Because let's be honest, there's a big difference between independent baseball and affiliated baseball.
There's no question. You can actually take the time and the effort to make your players better. Fundamentally, you can work with them more. As in independent baseball, it was about winning. And you didn't really have the time to really stress the work ethics that need to be involved because the seasons were so short. So it's nice to get back here to try to groom a player, to know that you're a part of getting him maybe to Citi Field someday and those type of things. I take a lot of pride in that.
Was it tough when you made the jump from the independent baseball back to affiliated baseball? Because there's got to be some differences like you talked about.
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
It was more enjoyable. It was like, okay, now you're where you can really help somebody. I tried to help kids in independent baseball, but you get to a certain point where there's no growth in independent baseball. Getting back to affiliated baseball, there's growth. You can watch your players develop. They go from one level to the next, and you get to see them every year. In spring training and those type of things. And it's nicer. Because as much as I love to win, the developmental side of it is really the most important side in the minor leagues, and to develop those players and see them grow as the year goes on. It's just like the year that we had this year. We were so bad early in the year. The players got better, the team gets better, and we salvaged a season that didn't look salvageable at the start.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Let's take you back several years. Everything that you've gone through within the last 7 years of your life, how gratifying is it to be where you are at this moment right now?
Well, it is very gratifying, and there's the 2 people that I just talked about, Fred and Jeff Wilpon. Those are the people I have to thank the most. They took a chance with me. Everybody thought I was going to be taking a chance. It wasn't a chance, but for somebody to step up and give me the opportunity to show them what I'm capable of doing, I have to tip my hat to them and thank them.
Let's bring you back to the South Coast days, because I was there for a lot of that back in Albany, Georgia. When you go back to them, fond memories, bad memories, mixed emotions, what are your thoughts?
Well, we won the whole thing, so the good memories. There were some players that I had there. There's some bad memories, but I put those aside and try to forget about those things. But the players, I'm all about the players. I think that year we won 61 games and lost 29. It was something like that, and we're able to win the championship. And some really good players that I'd had in the past in the minor leagues that came out of the Diamondbacks organization. So I look at it as a positive, a good experience for those players, and it was kind of a step back in the right direction for me.
If you could go back, would you have started your comeback in the South Coast League with Jamie Toole and those guys?
After the fact, no. But before, yes, probably. So it was, that was the rough part. Once you got on the baseball field and you played the games, the game was the same. So the other things that you had to deal with in that league, which only lasted the 1 year, it was tough at times.
When you guys won that championship on that last night, I was there on the field about to interview you when I believe it was Jamie Toole passed that trophy off to you. And you hoisted that up in the air. And I saw you, and it was like a kid in a candy store. You not only had so much to prove yourself, and you proved all your critics wrong by winning that championship. How enjoyable was that for you, just to raise that trophy up,
Well,
knowing that you guys won?
It was big. It was huge. Any championship is big. You know, from any level to the major league level. I think every championship is you have fond memories after it's over with and done with. But, you know, I mean, ultimately you want to win the world championship. But at any level in baseball, I think when you win a championship, it's special.
Keep in touch with any of the guys?
I talk to them still.
Yeah. Well, they certainly wanted to play for you. How do you bring out such the positives in players? Why do they want to come out and work so hard for you?
You know, it's a good question. You know, I'm a players guy. I like to mingle with my players. You know, they know my expectations. I expect them to play the game the right way and play the game hard. There's a fine line that you can't cross. They understand that, but I think communication is a huge factor in probably all sports.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this question. You kind of alluded to it earlier that you're not where you want to be ultimately. Do you expect to be a big league manager again? And when do you think that's going to happen?
Well, I don't know. Time was going to tell, you know, but do I expect it? I do expect it, and hopefully it happens in the near future. You know, right now my time is all devoted to what I'm doing for the Mets, but we'll see what happens.
Cool. Wally, good to catch up, man.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.